Hey guys, I'm Nisa Homey. Today I'm sharing a gluten-free and vegan meal which you can have for lunch or for dinner and made in just under 30 minutes. Super healthy and nutrient-dense meal. So let's get started with the recipe. To make this healthy, vegetarian, gluten-free and vegan dinner, first I'm making a cheela. Into a bowl, I'm adding in 1/3 cup of Bajra flour, also known as pearl millet. Pearl millet is a highly nutritious millet and recent studies have shown that it has anti-cancer and anti-tumor properties. So I'm showing you a quick and easy way to include Bajra in your diet along with the curry I'm making today. Now into this I'm adding in a pinch of jeera, also known as cumin seeds, about a teaspoon of finely chopped onions, a fat pinch of turmeric powder. Today I am using Vigon turmeric which has high curcumin content. 1/4 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper powder. Remember that black pepper helps in better assimilation of the active ingredient in turmeric known as curcumin. So whenever you're using turmeric, make sure you add in at least a fat pinch of black pepper powder. Pink Himalayan salt as needed. 1/2 teaspoon chopped green chili. And I'm adding in some water. The batter is thick but of pourable consistency. So I'm going to allow it to rest till I get the sabji ready. To go with the Bajra cheela, I'm making Aloo palik. So for that I have heated my heavy bottomed wide pan and I'm heating 1.5 tablespoon of wood pressed groundnut oil. Instead of wood pressed groundnut oil, you can use any locally sourced wood pressed oils of your choice like sesame oil, mustard oil, till oil or even coconut oil. Healthy cooking is all about using the right quality of oils. So try to include wood pressed oils in your diet for your better health. Once the oil is heated, I'm adding in 1 teaspoon jeera, also known as cumin seeds. And once it splutters, reduce the flame to the lowest and then add in 2 chopped onions. Give it a stir. Add in pink Himalayan salt as needed. Give it a stir and allow the onions to saute on medium to low flame. While the onions are sauteing, let's get the other ingredients ready. This is a handful of palik leaves which I have washed and rinsed and then roughly chopped. I have also boiled 2 potatoes and I'm going to keep this aside. Into my small chutney grinder, I am adding in 2 medium-sized tomatoes which I have roughly chopped. Add in 1 green chili which I am breaking into smaller pieces because this is a fairly large green chili. 1 inch ginger which I have roughly chopped and added in. 4 to 5 garlic cloves. And I'm going to grind this to a fine puree. Meanwhile, the onions are sauteing, so I'm giving it a quick stir. Okay, now the tomatoes and the other ingredients are nicely pureed. Let's check on the onions. The onions are transparent and has started to turn light pink in color. A couple of minutes later, the onions has started to turn light golden brown in color. So at this stage, I'm going to add in some masalas. I'm adding in 2 teaspoon coriander powder, 1/2 teaspoon turmeric powder, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper powder, freshly ground black pepper powder, 1 teaspoon Kashmiri chili powder. In the tomato puree, there is green chili. So adjust green chili and Kashmiri chili powder as per your taste. 1/2 teaspoon roasted jeera powder, also known as cumin powder. 3/4 teaspoon garam masala. And now on low flame, I am giving this all a quick mix so that the raw flavor of the masalas are diminished. Keep stirring so that the masalas does not get burnt. We just need them to get lightly roasted and the raw flavor to be diminished. And then into this I'm adding in the pureed tomato. Add in a couple of tablespoons of water into the mixer grinder and wash down the residue tomato. And give it a mix. Cover and allow the tomatoes to get cooked and lightly sauteed. Now into the same small chutney grinder jar, I am adding in the chopped palik leaves, roughly chopped palik leaves. So this is one bunch or a handful of palik leaves. And I'm going to puree the palik leaves. Okay, now I have pureed the palik. So I'm going to keep it aside. Now let's check on the tomatoes. Tomatoes has cooked, so I'm going to give it a stir. And I'm going to lightly saute the tomatoes for about 2 to 3 minutes or until the oil starts to release out. As you can see, the oil has already started releasing out. So just 2 to 3 minutes will be needed to saute the tomatoes. And while the tomatoes are sauteing, I'm going to peel the boiled potatoes and cube them. So I'm peeling the potatoes. So this is boiled and cooled potatoes. Did you know that boiled and cooled potatoes are a good source of resistant starch? Resistant starch feeds the good bacteria in your gut and also helps in weight loss and weight management. If you are on a weight loss journey and you want to use potatoes or you love potatoes so much, then the best option would be to boil them and allow them to cool down and then use it in a recipe. So that makes them a very good source of resistant starch. I've already mentioned about resistant starch in a couple of my previous videos. Please do check them out to understand more. Cube the potatoes. Okay, now the potatoes are cubed. And now let's check on the tomatoes. The tomatoes has sauteed really well and oil has started released out. We didn't use much oil, so you won't see much oil releasing out because of that. And now the tomatoes are nicely sauteed. Remember, I've kept the flame on the lowest all through the cooking. Now into this I'm adding in the pureed palik. A couple of tablespoon water just to wash down the residue palik puree. Give it a stir. Cover and allow the palik to get lightly cooked. It should take about a couple of minutes. And while the palik is getting cooked, let's make the cheela. And for that I'm heating my well seasoned cast iron dosha tawa and I'm greasing it with gingerly oil. And once the tawa is heated, I'm adding in the cheela mix which we had made earlier. The cheela mix, as you can see, has slightly thickened. Reduce the flame to the lowest and add in the cheela mix. And lightly spread it out. Drizzle some wood pressed groundnut oil. Cover and let it cook on low flame. Let's check on the sabji. The palik has nicely cooked. At this point you can check salt. If you feel you need more salt, you can add in. And then add in the boiled potato cubes. Give it a quick stir. Cover for about a minute and then turn off the flame. Meanwhile, the cheela is also ready, so I'm going to flip it over. Remember that I'm using a well seasoned cast iron tawa, so the cheela does not stick to the tawa. And allow that side to get cooked on low flame. And once the cheela is done, you can serve it to a plate. It took me exactly 25 minutes to make the aloo palak and cheela, but I have already boiled the potatoes and kept. So my cheela is almost done and my palak sabji is ready to serve. If you want a thinner gravy, you can add in more water, but I prefer this to have with my cheela or roti. So I'm going to serve this with cheela. And my healthy and gluten-free vegan dinner is ready in 30 minutes. So guys, do try this healthy gluten-free meal recipe and let me know how it turned out. Thank you for watching and until next time, take care. Bye-bye. So guys, do try this healthy gluten-free and vegan meal and let me know how it turned out. Thank you for watching and until next time, take care. Bye-bye.